Hi everybody, welcome to this free webinar on tips to help you decide if you're a good fit for college in the United States. I'm really glad you're investing time now rather than later. This will save you a lot of time, money, and energy. My name is Mary and I help individuals and organizations maximize their educational impact and achieve their educational goals. And one of those goals that I help with is college success. So because this is a recorded webinar, I don't unfortunately get to see your comments in real time when you answer these questions, but I will read them. So if you are able to answer these and want to share your responses to these questions, go ahead and type them in the comment section below. And let me know what is one college planning struggle that you have. And if you already know which colleges you're interested in, then share the names of those colleges and I will read your comments later on. So this is the right webinar for you if you are an individual who wants to make an informed decision about college or university in the US. What I will say applies to the US context, so if you are looking to attend college in other countries, then this isn't quite the webinar for you. This is the right webinar for you if you are like many people who question whether college is worth the investment. You might be feeling pressured from family, friends, and teachers to attend, but you yourself are not quite committed to the idea of attending college. Maybe you do want to attend, but you feel anxious about what your college experience will be like. Or maybe you're very proactive and want to hear another opinion about college from someone who works in higher education and with hundreds of college students of various age groups. I've worked with 18-year-olds all the way to those in their 60s and 70s who are returning to college. So I'm hoping to share some of that wisdom with you in the hopes that you will find it useful and maybe even share it with others as well. You know that these are some of the outcomes and goals that you would like to see for yourself. You want to succeed with or without a college degree and pave a path for your future. Maybe you want to open opportunities for yourself, but are not sure whether or not college will do that for you. Number 3, you want to go through the college application process without stress and with help from an expert. And you want to have some useful resources that can help you with your college goals. I know there are many resources already out there, but perhaps you're looking for something that actually speaks to you and is a bit more concise. So I'll share some of these resources with you, so stay till the end for how to access them. So let me give you a quick introduction to myself so that you know who's actually giving you this college advice. So my family and I immigrated from the Philippines to the United States, and like many Filipino households, my family and I value education a lot. We saw education as a way out of poverty, and a college education especially can lead to professional careers. Because we were immigrants, my family and I did not know anything at all about how the US higher education system worked. Even when I went to high school, my college counselor did not really bother to give me advice. I often like to say that my mom and God were my college counselors because the reason I attended Bryn Mawr College for my bachelor's degree was because I received a book award from Bryn Mawr College. I had no idea where the college was or its history. But fast forward to today, and I'm now a faculty member at a university working with many college students from all ages and walks of life. I'm active in outreach and care about mentoring students. Every semester, I encounter enough students who seem lost and unsure of why they're even enrolled in college in the first place. Because of this uncertainty, many of them end up failing their courses and dropping out of college within the first 2 semesters. And this reality is what motivated me to create a webinar like this to help reach more students beyond the region where I work. So a lot of students whom I encounter face these struggles that you see up on the screen, which then impact their academic success and ultimately their time to complete a degree. So as you can see, there are a lot of different types of struggles, and it just depends on the student and the student's background, and that impacts and compounds over time. Often, students don't have sufficient financial knowledge and discipline to manage the costs of attending college. They become overwhelmed with all of these documents that they need to fill out, and they realize that the rigor of the college course is more than what they experience in high school. So they can hardly focus because they have a hard time balancing their studies, social life, other relationships, and other responsibilities. And mind you, this isn't just for the traditional age college group. Older adult learners struggle as well. So let's step back for a moment and recalibrate our thinking about what colleges and universities really are about. So, what are they really? There are four basic understandings and expectations of colleges and universities. Number one, they're academia, meaning universities are places where scholarship and advanced learning take place. With that comes more specialized language and ways of communicating orally and in writing. They are sites for career preparation. In fact, this is how the majority of students seem to perceive colleges and universities today. They go to college to get a degree, which then gets them a job. Though, not all degrees automatically guarantee a job. They are hubs for innovation in various sectors. Colleges and universities produce new inventions or products that support different industries. Number four, they are places for networking and a unique social life. And lastly, or in addition, they are expensive and are better seen as investments. So these tend to be kind of the general consensus of what we think of as a US college or university and their functions in society. And in the US, there are many types of colleges and universities. First of all, while I'm using the terms college and university interchangeably in this webinar, there are some distinctions between these terms. Colleges can be 2-year or 4-year institutions, while a university is comprised of colleges. Many universities offer undergraduate and graduate degrees. They can be further categorized into public, private, religious, and other special designations that mark their distinct mission. Each college has its own level of selectivity, and I'm sure we can all think of names of colleges that are super selective. Their location and population also vary. All that to say, there are many options for anyone who is interested in earning a degree or additional certifications. So since I work as a faculty member who has worked with admissions officers, I have a vantage point that I think often gets sidelined during college planning, counseling, and recruitment sessions. And that is identifying students who want to be in our classrooms and want to be intellectually challenged. If a student is not ready for a challenge, then how can we help them so that they don't waste their time and money? So as promised, I'm going to give you tips and advice to help you decide whether to go or not to go to college. Start by thinking about and identifying 3 reasons for each side. Write these 3 reasons down in your notebook or wherever you keep your notes. This is going to guide you and help you make your final decision. So think of 3 reasons why you should go to college, your own personal reasons, not what people say are the top reasons to go, and 3 reasons why you should not go to college at this time. Once you have your 3 reasons, we'll go over my 5 pieces of advice to help you decide if you're a good fit for college right now, or if you should wait until later, or maybe even completely forgo that option. So let's start with number 1. Number 1 is to identify a very clear reason for your decision. So let me tell you a story. I once worked with a first-generation student who was told to go to college and live on campus by a teacher so that he could get a college experience. I disagreed with this teacher because I felt that the student was not mature enough or focused enough to be in college. And so lo and behold, by the end of his first semester, he failed his classes and ended up leaving college within the first year with over $5,000 in debt. So while you can say that he learned from the experience, that is quite a debt to accumulate, especially for someone who came from a low-income background. Now, for students here who come from rich families, $5,000 might not seem like a lot. But remember, each person's situation is different. So for this particular student who comes from a lower income background, 5,000 is quite a hefty sum of money for him and his family. So I would like to help you avoid situations like these. So I created the resource called Academic Maturity Checklist, which I will share with you later. Advice number 2, check your intellectual curiosity and desire to learn. Remember that colleges are places of learning. Try to trace your interest and see what has kept your attention. Inquire about the different areas of study and then just pick one that you can stick to for 3 to 4 years. Changing courses of study will affect the length of time it takes for you to graduate, so it's best to choose a pathway that you can commit to. It's easier to add degrees later on in life than to change majors constantly. So the resources for these are fairly simple. Look at your own academic history and check the academic programs that are available in the colleges that you're interested in. So number 3 is probably one of the most crucial pieces of advice. Create a financial plan. Considering how expensive college is in the US, if you don't see the value of learning a particular field of study and the potential career paths that could open up for you, then you might not be willing to invest money into your education. However, you can lessen that financial anxiety if you have a financial plan at least 1 year prior to applying for college. Preferably, you have actually planned this 4 or 5 or 10, even 10 years before you decide to go. But let's say you weren't thinking that far ahead, and so at least 1 year would be a pretty nice cushion. There are plenty of free resources available to you online and in your local community. But I've created a short financial preparation guidebook that sums up some essential knowledge that can help you get started. I would encourage you to consult a financial advisor if you plan to utilize financial products. So I'm not giving you any sort of financial advisor type of advice. This is just educational purposes. So you'll want to consult a financial professional if you want to use more complex tools for financing your college experience and your college aspirations. You also should consider whether you want to work part-time while you attend school. Many of our students that I work with are often working 20 hours or more a week. And some employers may be willing to cover your costs, so you'll want to tap into those financial resources as well. And there are many ways nowadays for people to make money, which can help pay for your education. So you'll want to ask around and get creative with how to make decent supplemental income to finance your education. Number 4 is probably something that gets talked about using different terms, such as student population and social scene. But what I mean by get to know the college culture is the overall package of the college. From the college campus and overall atmosphere of the college to the dynamics among students and faculty, pay attention to the personality, the beliefs, and values of that college. Most importantly, ask yourself if you can see yourself succeeding there. I knew when I walked on campus at Bryn Mawr and Penn for the first time that I could succeed there. I remember feeling excited and energized to know that I had a chance to study and learn from very interesting and smart classmates and faculty. To me, that was very important. So do a campus tour and meet some students and faculty to get a feel for the college culture. Trust your gut feeling on this one. It's not really easy to pinpoint a specific personality or trait of a college that we would say, yes, go for that. Aside from maybe safety, but even then that varies in your view of what is safety. My last advice is to contribute to the college community. College is not a done-for-you product or experience. You have to actively create and shape your own experience and the experience of your classmates and faculty. So join a student club, actively seek out internships and research opportunities, build friendships with people with similar goals. Make the most of your time there, right? Don't expect college to happen to you. You actually contribute and you are the one who can actually shape whether or not that college experience is going to be a good one. If you expect to breeze through and magically succeed in college without doing much, then you're missing out on the real growth opportunity. If that's your attitude and mindset, then that is how you know that college might not be a good fit for you at this time. So maybe it's not a question of if you go, but when you go. One of the advantages of going to a college in the US is that there really is no age limit for when you can attend. Sometimes the best students I've had in class are the ones who are already in their mid 20s and older because they have more life experiences and can manage multiple responsibilities. And they're more mature. They can see the value more of that experience. So each of you will have your own timeline and circumstance, and it's important to find the right timing. If you're in college or you're a senior right now and you feel the pressure of people telling you go straight to college, just pause for a moment and think, is it really the best time for you? Perhaps you want to work first and then go to college. So nowadays, there isn't really a strong pressure because college happens at any point in your life. So now on to the fun part, the free resources. I have 3 easy to use digital guides for you which you can download. These 3 resources are what I consider as essential planning guides for anyone who is starting out in their college planning. I created these based on my experience working with many first-generation college students. Yes, you can buy lots of books that tell you different sorts of advice, but sometimes that can feel very overwhelming. So I have narrowed down what I think are really the essentials of having a good foundation for your decision. So this value is $500, but don't worry, you're not paying that. It is going to be free for you for attending this webinar, and I will send you the link. And you can find that in the description or in the comment section below. So again, you'll notice that the value of these free resources are quite high, and that's because if you work with a college counselor, you will see rates that range from $200 to thousands of dollars. These counselors specialize in helping students get into very selective and highly selective colleges. So as someone who attended colleges who fit those categories, my approach to supporting college-going students is different. I focus on helping you figure out what you want to get out of college, not just on how to simply get into these colleges. So if you feel like you need additional guidance and one-on-one coaching, I would be happy to help you. And I'm giving you a discount since you attended this webinar and have shown an initiative in working toward your goals. And for me, because this is so important and it's near and dear to my heart, I want to make it as affordable as possible to help students who want to attend anywhere from their community college all the way to the Ivy Leagues and those elite institutions. So I want to make sure that this is fairly accessible while still honoring my expertise and my time. So a one-on-one session with me will center on your goals and review of your application materials. I don't provide test prep. You can find many other companies that can help you with that. My purpose is much deeper than test scores and high grades. I'm here to help you find a clearer direction in your educational journey and in your field of study. So if you decide to work with me on a coaching session, we would meet via Zoom. And these are for individuals who want to earn a bachelor's or master's degree in the United States and talk to someone about their options, maybe build some college lists with me, get feedback on their essays, and overall application package. Okay, and regardless of if you decide to go, whatever you do, you'll succeed in it as long as you put your work and are consistent in your efforts. You'll succeed in that proper season. But anytime you have questions, you can leave them in the comment section or send them to me. Do stay in touch. There are other educational topics that I we'll be doing webinars on, but this one is pretty important, especially because there are many students who apply for colleges year round, and so this topic is one that affects many families. And so I hope that you found this helpful and fairly concise, not too long. And I hope to hear from you soon. Have a great rest of your day.